Hi everyone, welcome back to my class. Students, today I'll be starting another lesson from class 10th chemistry, that is metals and non-metals. You all have seen that the elements can be classified as metals or non-metals on the basis of their properties. So, yen property adu? So, if you look at the property is physical property and chemical property. See, if you look at the periodic table ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್, ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಮೆಟಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಆಲ್ಕಲಿ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹೀಗೆ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್. Okay, it is categorized. So in this lesson you will be understanding about the metals and non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Okay? So then let me start with the first concept of this lesson. So how can we define a metal? See, metals are the substances which are electropositive in nature. So, electropositive andre enu? See, I am saying the metals are electropositive. What is meant by electropositive nature? Means they have the tendency to lose electron. Okay? So, for example, if we look at the sodium is a metal. Okay? See, the atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay? And its electronic configuration is 2,8,1. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೆಸನ್ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಪೀರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲೆಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಹೌ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಾಚ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರೀಫ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಸೋಡಿಯಂನ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ 2,8,1. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಶೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಶೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಶೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನನ್ನು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಲೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅದರ್ ಟು ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್, ಈ ಶೆಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ 7 more electrons. You all know about octet configuration, right? Noble gas configuration ಅಥವಾ octet configuration ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? There should be maximum 8 electrons to obtain the stability. So illi sodium ge it has only 1 electron on its outermost orbit. So ಒಂದು electron inda idu stability na padiyok agodilla. It is not possible. So it is easy for the sodium to lose 1 electron instead of gaining 7 electron. So here sodium is a metal and it is easily losing the electron. And this nature of losing the electron is called as electropositive nature. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದರೆ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಸ್ 12, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ 2,8,2. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 2 electrons in its outermost orbit, it is easy for the magnesium to lose 2 electron instead of gaining 6. ಯಾಕೆ 6 ಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟು obtain the octet configuration. So here the magnesium metal is also losing the electron. So the metals have the tendency to lose electron because of its electropositive nature. Clear? So how can we define the metals? Metals are the substances which are electropositive in nature and they have the tendency to lose electron. Clear? So all the metals except mercury is solid at room temperature. If we look at the metals, amongst all the metals, only mercury is the metal which is liquid metal. It is liquid at room temperature. Clear? So you have to understand there are so many metals in the periodic table. Amongst all the metals, only mercury is the liquid metal and it is liquid at room temperature. So now one more thing you have to understand. What is the purpose of studying the metals? Why do you have to study the metals? So you need to understand what is the reason that you have to study the metals. See, basically, we use a lot of substances which are made up of metal. See, for example, the hammer which is made up of metal and the nails, and you can also see the helicopter. So its body is also made up of metal. And then here you can see so many automobiles. So the automobile's body has to be strong. If its body has to be strong, its body is made up of metal. Okay? And then the metals are also used in the electrical wires. Clear? And most of the metals like the silver or maybe the copper, gold, there are so many other metals, right? Okay, now let me tell you about the physical properties of the metal. See, some of the metal, I hope you all have observed in the previous slide, they were shining. Even in this slide also you can observe few metals. See some of the metals like aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, platinum, gold, magnesium, as well as the potassium. So they all are shining. See, most of the metals in its pure state has shining surface. So ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮೆಟಲ್ಗೂ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್, ಸೊ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಲಸ್ಚರ್. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಲಸ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸೇ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಲಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ನ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಲಸ್ಚರ್. Okay, some of the common examples as you all have seen here, these metals, all these metals have shining surface. Okay, the next property is metals are hard. If you look at the metals, they are hard in their nature, but not all the metals are hard. Most of the metals are hard in their nature. So which are the metals which are soft then? See, for example, sodium. The symbol of sodium is Na, and potassium symbol is K. So sodium and potassium are the soft metals. They can be easily cut with the help of knife. Okay, so that is why I have mentioned here, not all the metals are hard, but most of the metals are hard in their nature. Clear? So the next property is the malleability. So metals has the property of malleability. So then what is meant by malleability? See, metals has the property where it can be beaten into thin sheets. See, if you look at the aluminum box here, which is made up of aluminium metal, and the aluminium foil, which is made up of the hard metal aluminium. So here, if you look at very clearly, you can observe this metal is beaten into very thin sheet. It is now in the form of sheet, right? This is aluminium foil. This property of beating the metals into thin sheet is called as malleability. Malleability ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಮೆಟಲ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶೀಟ್ಸ್ನ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಬೀಟನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಥಿನ್ ಶೀಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ malleability. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಕ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಡಕ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ? See, it is again the metal can be drawn into thin wires. The property of the metal where it can be drawn into thin wires. So this property is called as ductility. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Whereas the chemical properties are completely different from the physical properties. Okay, so the metals are ductile. Ductile means they can be drawn into thin wires. See, if you look at the copper here, the copper metal is completely converted as copper wire. It has been drawn into thin wires. Copper wires are basically used in electrical wires. Okay, so this property is called as ductile or ductility. Clear? So the next property of the metal is most of the metals are good conductors of heat. See, if you look at the vessels which are found at your kitchen, see, they are easily getting heated when it is come in contact with the flame, right? So that means they are the good conductors of heat. Okay, most of the metals are good conductors of heat. Clear? I hope you all have seen the aluminium or the copper vessels at your kitchen, right? So they become hot when heat is supplied, and that is the reason we can say that they are the good conductors of heat. Next property is metals have high melting point and boiling point. So metals being hard, lustrous and good conductors of heat, they have high melting point and high boiling point as well. So that is why it is used as the vessels. If metals were having the low melting point, so it would have melted, right? So when we look at the particular metal which have the highest melting point, so tungsten is the metal which has the high melting point. Tungsten is the metal which has the high melting point, and silver is the metal which has the lowest melting point. Lowest metal melting point is for silver. Silver has the lowest melting point. whereas the tungsten has the highest melting point. It has the highest melting point. So it was found by conducting some experiments. I cannot give you justification that why the silver is having the lowest melting point or the tungsten is having the highest melting point. It was found by conducting some kind of experiments. Clear? And sodium and potassium also has low melting point. Okay, note it down. Sodium and potassium also has low melting point because they do not follow the physical properties of the metal, because they are not hard like other metals, right? So that is the reason sodium and potassium also have the low melting point. Clear? And the next property is metals are good conductors of electricity. See, I was telling you that the copper wires are used in the electrical wires because copper being a metal, it conducts electricity. So the next property is metals are sonorous. They are sonorous in nature. What is meant by sonorosity? I hope you all have seen the bells at temple, right? So these bells are made up of metals, and when we hit these bells, they produce some kind of sound. So this property of producing the sound by the metal is called as sonorosity. Clear? Metals are sonorous in nature, and metals also have high density. What is meant by high density? That means they are heavy. Density in the sense they are heavy in their nature. Metals are heavy. Hope you all have seen the hammers and the weights which are used in the grocery shops. See, they are very heavy, right? So as they are very heavy, we can say that the metals have high density. So here the iridium and osmium has the high density. When we talk about particularly metals, iridium and osmium has the high density, lithium has the lowest density. Clear? So I hope you all have understood the physical properties of metal. So once again, I'll recall what are the properties you have understood now. So first you have understood the metals are electropositive in nature because they have tendency to lose electron, correct? They lose electron, and metals are good conductors of heat as well as electricity. Metals are sonorous in their nature, right? And metals are malleable. They are malleable. And metals are ductile. They are ductile. They have high density, correct? Metals also have high boiling point as well as melting point, correct? So these are some of the physical properties of the metal. All these points are very important with respect to examination point of view. So please learn all the physical properties of the metal. So now let me tell you about the physical properties of the non-metal. So non-metals are the substances which are electronegative in nature. As I told you, the metals are electropositive in nature and they have the tendency to lose electron. Here, the non-metals have the nature of electronegativity. They have the tendency to gain electrons. See, let me give you an example of non-metal. If we consider oxygen, oxygen is an example for non-metal. So, what is the atomic number of oxygen? The atomic number of oxygen is 8 and its electronic configuration is 2, 6. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ first shell of oxygen is filled by 2 electrons and the second shell of oxygen is filled by 6 electrons. So, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ oxygenಗೆ how many more electrons it need to obtain the octet configuration? It need only 2 electrons. So, instead of donating or losing 6 electrons, oxygen will take 2 electrons. Thereby ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It will obtain the octet configuration. This will help you to understand why do non-metals have the tendency to gain electron. ಯಾಕೆ gain ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Because in its outermost shell, it have more number of electrons. So rather than donating, it will gain to obtain the octet configuration. Clear? Non-metals can easily gain the electron. Okay? And there are only few non-metals. See, some of the non-metals are like the carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, and all the other inert gases like helium, neon, argon, xenon, radon. All these are the inert gases which you have already studied in the periodic classification of elements. So, idella kuda examples for non-metals. But even though their appearance is less in number, their occurrence is more. Appearance is less, occurrence is more. See, if you look at the earth, 3/4 of our earth is covered with the help of water. It is covered by water, right? And the water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So from this only you will understand that how much amount of non-metal is present on the earth. As I told you, the number of non-metals are less, but its occurrence is more. Okay. If you look at the properties, physical properties of non-metals, see, the non-metals are non-malleable. What is meant by malleability? See, the property of metal where it can be beaten into thin sheets. Metals in a thin sheet agi convert ಮಾಡುವಂತ property na malleability ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So that property is not there for non-metal. So the non-metals are non-malleable. Clear? And the second physical property of non-metal is they are non-ductile. What is meant by ductile? Ductile is again the property of metal where it can be drawn into thin wires is called as ductile. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ non-metals na wire ಆಗಿ ನಾವು draw ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ chances ಇಲ್ಲ. It is not possible. So the non-metals are non-ductile. So moving to the next physical property, non-metals are non-sonorous. That means they cannot produce sound. And the non-metals are bad conductors of heat as well as electricity. And finally, you have to understand non-metals are non-lustrous. And one more point I have left here. See, non-metals have low melting point and boiling point. Clear? So these are the physical properties of non-metals. I hope you have understood the physical properties of metal and the non-metal. It is just whatever the physical properties you write for the metals, that will be just opposite for the non-metals. Clear? So the next concept is metalloid. So metalloid andre enu? As I told you that, see, the periodic table consists of elements where we can see the metals, non-metals, metalloids, alkali earth metals. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ. So how can we define a metalloid? See, simple ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ metalloid is neither a metal nor a non-metal. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿನೂ ಹೊಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೊಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್. It has the property of both the metal as well as non-metal. So we can say that element as a metalloid. Okay. So the definition is given here. See, it is the element with the properties that are between or a mixture of those metals and non-metals. ಅಂದ್ರೆ metals ಹಾಗೂ non-metals ಗೆ ಮಧ್ಯ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಲು ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದರ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಗೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ where the properties of metals and non-metals. So it is called as metalloid. See, some of the examples for the metalloids are silicon, boron, germanium, arsenic and tellurium. So these are some of the examples for metalloids. So I hope you all have understood about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So in the next session, I'll continue with the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So that's all for this session. Thank you.